Hello. What for?
Just a quick one, obviously. Our colleagues down at the suite, because obviously you know everything's been going, have alerted to us that you've been taking photos and things like that right outside the hotel.
On the street, yeah, on the street.
Because there's obviously a dispersal zoning at the moment and everything's going on, so you can't be within...
No, I'm not interested in that property.
So what, were you taking photos of the hotel?
No, the layout of the street.
For any particular reason?
No, not at all. I'm not for or against, I'm not into any politics. You know.
Any idea on you? Anything like that? Nothing at all?
No.
Alright.
I'm just a member of public walking down the street.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand there's a dispersal order in place, and that's why I'm not trying to do anything out of any ordinary like that. I'm just interested in what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't hang about outside any gates or...
What's your hat?
Pardon?
What's your hat?
Oh, it's just happy-go-lucky, you know.
What we'll do, mate, is we'll verify you and if all that checks out, back to move on, alright? What's your first?
Oh, I don't give my name.
You don't give your name?
No.
Right, okay, well obviously you can understand with what everything that's been going on round there. You taking photos in the direction of the hotel.
No, but basically, if they'll tell you, at one moment was I putting my camera into their property, focusing on them. I kept moving around the place. I'm interested in all these industrial areas here. I'm going to take some photography around here on this industrial estate. I've got no interest in solely filming anything to do with immigration or like that.
Okay, obviously our colleagues have brought enough to notify us.
They were watching me. I'm thinking, what's he? I could see him on his radio. I'm thinking, I'm just stood here. I'm thinking, what's wrong with him?
Well, like you say, you've admitted to us that there's a dispersal law.
Yeah.
If someone goes up with a camera and we're taking photos, obviously.
The video begins with a quiet street and a single cameraman calmly explaining what he's doing. He makes it clear that he isn't pushing any political message or focusing on immigration issues. He's simply out filming the industrial area while taking a walk. When officers approach, they immediately mention a dispersal order and start questioning his presence. He responds politely, explaining that he never aimed his camera at private property and continued moving the whole time. From this very first moment, you can feel the tension building.
Yeah. I'm just exercising my right as a person to walk the streets. I'm not interested in basically filming any immigrants or anything like that. I'm just basically, as a sole member of public, walking in a free place. That's all I want to exercise my rights.
Worried within the zone, do we know?
Yeah, right outside. Okay.
Well, what we'll do then is we have been notified that you are inside the dispersal zone, so we'll be issuing you with a dispersal notice, okay? All the information will be on here, but you do need to give
Can I just ask you a question, quick please? So, a dispersal, for what reason would that be if I'm telling you, one, I'm not here to cause any havoc in regards to what's going on. That has gone live all the way up and down the country. Yep. So it'd be stupid not to admit that you didn't know through the media what's going on there. But what I'm saying, what is my dispersal for? If I just
to be out of the zone, so you come within the zone of dispersal. You've been seen taking photos. I understand you're giving us an explanation for that.
Yeah.
But our colleagues are well enough for us to learn, obviously, of your presence there, and you have been within the zone. Therefore, we can issue you the dispersal notice not to return within this zone within a set period of time, which is 48 hours.
What, even just walking?
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Seriously?
That's a dispersal.
That is a dispersal zone.
Yeah, but for what? I've not done anything. I've not done anything.
That's why you're not getting locked up. You're getting given a ticket to say, do not go back there.
No, but I'm not interested in going back there. But what I'm saying,
that's why I'm going to give you the ticket.
And you obviously were aware of the dispersal zone. You've even admitted that.
Yeah, so that's what. So that
within that perimeter, which you have actually gone into and breached.
Not. So can I not walk through there as a member of public?
No. Because there's a dispersal zone.
No, it's a public footpath, sir.
Whilst this is on, because it's only on for a set period of time, once that is relieved, then you can. But from what's going on, the dispersal around it, you have to vacate that zone.
A normal, lawful activity is already being viewed with unnecessary suspicion. What should have been a routine interaction slowly turns into something that raises important questions about how easily simple actions can be misunderstood, especially when a camera is involved. Ramzan, the main argument begins with a dispersal notice. The officers insist he's standing inside the designated area and say they're going to give him the notice anyway. He questions their reasoning. wanting to know why he's being pushed out when he hasn't broken any rules.
And
Seriously?
It is literally round the
Yeah, but for what reason? I've not done anything wrong.
Yeah, you haven't
not saying you
personally. I'm not
haven't
saying you
done
have right now.
Yeah, but there was other members of public walking past as well.
Right, well, we'll go and deal with them now.
Yeah, but they weren't doing anything wrong either.
We're dealing with you, aren't we? We can't deal with two people.
Come on, sir. What?
So we're dealing with you.
Can I have your collar numbers, please?
Yeah, mine's 455 now.
And yours, please, miss.
1702.
I think this is well out of order. This.
Okay. Can I take your surname?
I don't wish to give. I've not committed any crimes. I've literally walked through the place, taking. If that constable in that van would tell you, I was taking the pictures of the other building. You know, for what purpose? It's a photograph. Photography's not a crime.
Right. But however, if you are causing harassment, alarm, and distress as well to the people that are there.
And I can prove there was not even one person about from the hotel, and that's what I'm saying.
You just said you weren't looking at the hotel, you were looking at the other buildings.
I'm aware of my surroundings. Who's on the street? There was members of public on the street, and there was nobody out of the hotel who wandered past me at any time I was there. Honestly.
Okay.
And I can't believe you're going to put a dispersal notice on for me for walking and taking pictures.
Dispersal notice is not specifically on just for you, is it?
Pardon?
It's anybody who walks down the road, they should have taken to site.
Well, they should close the road off.
Well, they don't need to close the road off.
Of course they do, because there's no signs there or anything.
You said yourself, it's common knowledge what's gone on.
Yes, but
Dispersal notices advertised on social media. Everybody knows this.
So, right, do you know the Nicola Bully case? A lady went missing in St Michael's, right? There's a dispersal notice in place for people who are wanting to probably go down there, make a TikTok video, go onto private land and stuff. But the park isn't closed off for members of public like myself. I can go down in that.
People are aware not to go down there, but you're not.
Yes, but it doesn't stop normal members of public like myself. Like I'm saying, there's no agenda for me being there.
They don't want people down there, do they?
But so they need to close the street off then, sir.
Well, we don't need to close the street off because there's businesses down there as well.
How can I? Am I entitled to go to the other business?
To which other business?
There's another hotel across the road.
If you go into a business and you've got a genuine purpose to visit that business.
But what if I don't?
He reminds them that general tension in the country shouldn't be used as a reason to treat every person on the street as a problem. The officers try to downplay it, saying it's not an arrest, just an order telling him not to come back for a while. But he stands by his point. Public streets shouldn't quietly become off limits without clear information or proper explanation. Even though he keeps his voice steady and respectful, his comments highlight a bigger issue. Temporary police powers are slowly turning into broad restrictions that affect ordinary people going about their day.
At the end of the day as well, we've asked to verify you to move you on. You won't also pass on details, which also increases suspicion. You're not allowing
No,
verify you
miss.
as well. With everything that's been going on, I'll tell you now, us two were both from that campaign on Friday getting all sorts hurled at us and abused.
And I don't agree with
So
that.
I am not saying you do, but I'm just saying from what's happened and now this dispersal's in there to protect it. It's only on for a short while. And it has to
Miss, can you accept that I'm a sole person on myself? I've got no.
I don't know you though, do I?
You don't know, but end of the day.
I appreciate where you're coming from. I'm also telling you from our point of view as well, from what we've had to put with.
Yeah, but I'm hoping, miss, that you could perhaps see that as a member of public, that we shouldn't be stopped from walking in areas where when we've got nothing to do with what's going on there.
Yeah, we don't know that you've got nothing to do with it, or do we?
You've come to question me.
Yeah, but you could easily come up with anything, couldn't you? At the end of the day, I'm not saying.
But this isn't Nazi Britain. This you are actually dealing with me now like I'm some suspect or criminal.
No, we weren't. We came up.
That's suggesting what you just said to me then.
Say verify you, and that's it. But then you kind of come back with a lot of things as well.
Well, I'm on the understanding if you're not suspected of committing a crime, you don't have to give your details in the UK.
That's fine, and I'll just put your description down.
Okay.
All right, and I'll give you a copy of this just so that you've got a copy for your.
Yeah, I will be making complaints towards that because I don't think that my activity down there warrants me getting a slip of paper to say that I can't go back, because what happens if my vehicle was parked at the other side? I wanted to walk back to it. I'm walking around the whole industrial estates around here taking pictures.
It's not, is it? And then you would explain that to us and we'll
I have explained why I was taking pictures down there though.
You've said you've been down there taking pictures?
Yeah, but
we're giving us notice to do not return back to that area. That's pure and simple. It's on the matter.
So I can't walk down that street again?
Because then you'll be breaching the dispersal notice.
Seriously? And can I ask for the grounds again then please, for why I'm given this dispersal notice?
Dispersal notice down there, and you've been down there, so you're given a ticket to say not to return back to that area.
Seriously?
Yeah, you're not being arrested. Or
Right, okay then. Can I...
He wants clarity, fairness, and accountability. Nothing more, nothing less. Ramzan. He continues to push back, asking for the officer's collar numbers and repeating that taking photos or recording in public is not a crime. He points out that even the officer in the van clearly saw him filming buildings, not individuals, and that nothing about the area suggested any kind of disturbance, with people walking around normally.
This question, where's the barrier of the dispersal notice?
it's Riddler's Lane itself.
So can I take my drone up from the cemetery?
I've got permission to fly a drone.
Well, I've got a license to fly a drone.
I've got permission to fly a drone.
Well, you don't need it in that area because it's the drone assist app.
You sure?
Yeah. I can clarify that for you now. I just want to ask you these questions before.
I don't understand why you'd want to fly a drone, to be honest.
Because I want to put this up to the internet now. This is what happens when a normal member of the public who's got nothing to do with anything in regards to immigration, opposing views or anything like that, people who know me know I'm not about that.
Okay.
I don't make political statements in my life or anything like that. I just never do it. I'm just all about a freedom person to be able to walk and do what he wants. Within the law.
Unfortunately, like I say, Riddler's Lane does disperse notice on this will be active.
Because I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
When the police are coming under fire and stuff like that, you're stuck between both sides. I totally get that. But where the police are coming under fire, it's for simple things like this. When everybody who knows me knows.
It's not, is it? Because we're just giving you advice, and the advice is back to the dispersal zone. Please don't return to it because you're issued with a ticket. You know, I'm not throwing you against the wall. I'm not trying to search you or anything like that.
Well, it seems like it though. It seems like I'm being restricted in a public place.
We've been fine with you. We've been very pleasant with you. You've been very pleasant with us as well.
I'm quite annoyed now, actually.
Okay.
I could understand you wanting to speak to me.
Okay.
So it's within the CTI basically. There's no restrictions in the area. The wind speed is 9 kph at the minute.
Okay.
So if anybody wanted to fly a drone in that area, is there any chance you could ask somebody if I'd be getting?
He argues that dispersal powers simply don't apply. He brings up the well-known Nicola Bully situation to make a broader point. Restrictions should be used to deal with actual disorder, not to move along people who are just minding their own business. Once again, he stresses the importance of fairness and applying the rules the same way for everyone. By mentioning other examples, he shows that this issue goes beyond his own encounter. It affects anyone who uses public spaces and relies on the police to act reasonably and consistently. Ramzan.
Challenge for doing that.
I can ask, but whether somebody will know, I don't know. I'd probably have to go through the airport, speak to the airport.
Well, that's the civil aviation force. So they cover the airspace. But what I'm trying to say is now, like, so if I wanted to get aerial footage of all these industrial sites, which I do, it's not just that round area, it's the whole place. I want to know if I'm going to be getting perhaps bloody challenged just for having a drone in the air.
That's a very good question, and I'll try and find out for you.
Because I have to cover myself legally whilst I'm speaking to a constable, you know.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah, and obviously be aware as well of everything that's going on. If you are flying a drone around that area, obviously it might attract a little bit more attention with obviously some things going on in the hotel, but we'll try and find out for you.
I fully agree what you're saying about attracting, but I don't think people's rights should have to stop.
No, I completely agree with you on that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm obviously just making you aware, obviously, what's going on around the area. There's a lot more officers, isn't there? There's a lot more attention being given to the hotel and surrounding areas that went on Friday, and obviously you can appreciate that with how what it turned out to be. As you say, you've seen the videos yourself. You've seen how bad it got and escalated very quickly.
Yeah.
Which it was very unfortunate. It was an awful event to occur.
Yeah. Like I say, I don't make political statements, but I've heard both sides, you know. At the end of the day, I'm not from Liverpool, so I can't comment, but I've never met a racist Scoutser.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, no, that was very good.
You know, but I'm not here to make a political statement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I won't be going back down there on foot, so there's no need for me to receive that. Okay.
Alright, is that fair enough for you? I think he's trying to find out about the drone.
About the drone? Yeah.
Yeah, just like...
Oh, I didn't fail to mention in what type of drone. So within this area, I can only fly my 249 gram drone, which is registered. It's got flyer's ID and everything else. But the bigger your drones that you get into this area, because you've got Liverpool Airport.
His frustration becomes more visible as he explains that people shouldn't be treated unfairly based only on suspicion. He asks practical, reasonable questions. For example, if his car was parked inside the zone, would he be stopped from simply walking back to it? The officers continue going through their procedure, but he makes it clear that he plans to file a complaint afterward. Throughout the exchange, he stays focused on one main principle. Public rights shouldn't disappear just because of unclear or invisible boundaries.
Then you have to start getting permissions and stuff, because I got the lower class drones.
Of course, yeah.
It doesn't apply in this area,
Yeah,
but
we went through a stint of having quite a few around the airport, didn't we? But yeah, obviously I'm not trying to be unreasonable at all. It's everything that's going on. It's just until the dispersals, just, you know, obviously keep a little distance. That's all. Just stay out the zone until it's on.
yeah, it would be handy. See, if they put a sign up on the lamppost or something to say there is, because what about if, say for instance, a person goes down there, he doesn't know that there's a dispersal order, and he starts snapping away with his camera, chances are he might even be in handcuffs. For what? He doesn't even know.
Yeah, and obviously we try and spread it as much as we can through social media and like things like that. But obviously we have the issue with here is the city's tanks running all the way along here. So in, like you said about road closure and things like that, it's almost impossible because the amount of disruption.
Yeah, but you know, because
yeah, do you mean the little
so the dead end, they could put up where the van was burnt out. They could basically put a message on that lamppost and the one at the bottom of the street by saying this is dispersal order. And probably contain the details within what they don't want you actually to do, because photography in itself, it's not unlawful or illegal.
No, I completely understand where you're coming from. I appreciate that, and we'll feed it back. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. We'll feed it back and see if there's anything they can put. Obviously, you're aware now, and the main thing is that look into it, so just stay out of that zone. But I think it's just
finding out about a drone.
And then
no problems. But yeah, I'm going to go in here now. These lads, they're brilliant. You know, they'll show you around the trucks and everything. You know. Yeah, well, see, there's different people. You know, some people get a bit scared of a camera. What's he doing?
Yeah.
Some people, you know, are like, oh, I'll show you around. You know. It's 249 gram DJI. It's got.
Anyone using a public street should know where they can or cannot go. At this point, the tension reaches its highest level. He's trying to stay polite, but it's obvious he feels genuinely upset about being treated like someone who has done something wrong, even though he hasn't caused any trouble at all. Ramzan. The conversation then moves toward the topic of drones. He asks whether flying a drone outside the restricted area would be allowed, and explains that he has all the proper registrations and licenses.
His ID and operator's ID.
What model is it?
It's a DJI.
DJI?
Mini.
DJI Mini?
Yeah, it's 249 gram.
249 gram?
Yeah. See what the councils can do sometimes, they can put a restriction on drones in the area.
Yeah.
But then it conflicts with the CAA. So what they would do is look in court and say, well, what was it reasonable to restrict his movement of flying? You know, was there any dangers? Did he, you know, there's all sorts to take into account. But every drone flyer should be mindful of doing the right thing, basically. Yeah.
Every day's a learning day. Yeah, you're fine to fly it.
Yeah.
Because it's under 250
grams, yeah.
However, as long as it's not causing a harassment.
Yeah.
ASB.
Yeah. I always
I presume that you're a C.
Most people don't actually know it's in the sky. You keep a reasonable height.
Keep an eye on it as well.
Well, you've always got to keep a line of sight. Yeah. So, like I say,
you know a lot more than me.
I might not even get back down there yet. I've got a lot to see on industrial here.
You're good then?
Yeah, I'm brilliant.
Do you want Liz?
No, I'm okay. Because like I say, you've told me now. I'm not happy with it, but
yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I don't break the law.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
All right, mate.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Cheers. So there we go, guys. A dispersal order for a man with a camera on his own. Absolute crazy, innit?
The officers admit they're not completely sure about the rules in this situation and say they'll check for him. He makes it clear that his goal is simply to capture industrial footage, not to create any sort of political scene. That he understands that drones can draw attention, but he reminds them that what matters most is whether the activity is lawful. By asking the officers before flying, he shows he's trying to follow the rules and avoid any misunderstandings. This part of the exchange shifts the mood from tension to genuine curiosity. It also highlights how quickly modern technology can create confusion, especially when the rules aren't always clear for either the public or the police. Ramzan, he goes on to explain the different drone categories, mentioning that his DJI Mini is under 250 grams and fits within the standard registration requirements. He compares it to larger drones that need extra permissions and specific clearance before entering controlled airspace. The officers advise him to keep some distance for now and avoid flying until the situation in the area settles down. He agrees, but once again points out that any local restrictions need to match the official aviation rules to avoid confusion. His message is straightforward. People can only follow the law if the limits are clear and applied consistently. In this moment, there's a bit of common ground. The officers recognize that he's being responsible, and he shows that he's not out there to cause problems. He's simply trying to operate within the rules, while making sure those rules are understood correctly by everyone involved. Ramzan, he wraps up the conversation by going over the basic rules for flying drones: staying within line of sight, being aware of surroundings, and always following the law. He explains that he might not fly today, but he wants the freedom to do so in the future without unnecessary obstacles. Their farewell is polite, even a little friendly, with casual talk about his equipment and filming setup. His final words make the main point very clear. It's surprising how an ordinary person with a camera can be treated as if they're a threat. For him, filming in public should be completely normal, not something that raises suspicion. The video closes leaving a strong impression: calm, careful documentation facing strict enforcement, showing the contrast between everyday activity and heavy-handed policing.